Hello, everyone. It's this week's stocks episode. I'm Jam,
I'm Cons.
and we are two bros interested in finance, as it is the stocks episode. As we already always do it, I give you the floor.
Cheers, bro. And as always, we start with the GetQuin, right? Performance. And year to date, both our picks, we are up 0.67%. So it's actually quite even these last month or so. My picks are up 2%, and your picks year to date have to be in minus, I guess, 0.5% in minus. Yes.
No,
Uh,
how?
uh,
How?
So I'm actually beating you, and I think I can tell you why in a second. I think it's mostly alphabet, I think, but we'll talk about
Yeah,
it. But yeah, first stock we could talk about is Amazon. Amazon year to date up to over 20% on the Nasdaq, and yeah, I mean pretty self-explanatory. I guess we waited long enough. We had our patience. It's been a slow mover. It had its hard time now in March dip as well. I told you about March. I wanted to buy some Amazon. I was thinking about it. I don't know if you remember. But it would have been a good
yeah,
time
you
to
were
buy a
talking
little
about
bit.
it.
Yeah, it would have been a good
Yeah, you
time
was.
to add a little bit. But yeah, new all-time highs. Hopefully, I think it's gonna keep running a little bit. I think, especially with recent earnings, and I think we talked about
I
this
mean,
last episode as well.
hopefully it does. Hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty happy. Maybe $300 by the end of the year. That would be a treat.
Hopefully.
And Netflix
Hopefully.
year Netflix year to date down actually now. We've seen a little bit of a reversal, I guess, minus 3.86%. Um, I don't know. Nothing to add, honestly. I think we've made our case with Netflix, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And their earnings were amazing. I'm very bullish on Netflix, so I just think this is a small correction short term. Um, but by the end of the year, I think we can see definitely 110, 120 US dollars for sure. So I'm quite bullish on Netflix.
Netflix,
Mastercard.
Netflix
Oh,
is Netflix is not going to let us down. Like
no.
that's one of the last stocks that I would think that it's going to let us down, in my opinion.
Actually, one of Netflix and the one I'm going to talk about in a second, Mastercard. But especially with Netflix, I think it has the potential to do a little bit of an ASML Google thing. So, like quick returns, high returns in a short period of time. Because I think our ASML and Google picks were amazing, right, last year.
Mhm.
Um, but I can see this with Netflix. So I can see like, okay, I said 120 US dollar by the end of the year. I think that's quite conservative, but we can see like 150, 160 US dollar, right? Which would be nearly a doubling from this price.
Yeah.
So I think Netflix can do this easily with good earnings. And yeah, we shall see.
I mean, the Warner Bros. Shenanigan is over as well. There's no reason
Mm,
for them not to have a run, but yeah, of course, we will
yeah.
see how it's gonna go. It's an amazing company. It's just like for whatever the reason, market is just like not buying that it's a good company. That's the only struggle that Netflix is having right now, not anything else.
Yeah, I think it's always the same story, man. Patience, 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 right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
it's sometimes, you just have to deal with, okay, you think you buy the dip or you buy the perfect timing and then oh bam, next day it's gonna go up 30%, right? That's the wishful thinking. But like, 6 months time or 1 year even on the sideway, it can happen. Even the high growth stocks do this and the sentiment is low. But
yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah.
I think we'll get some cheeky rush there. So and yeah, next one is Mastercard, down 12% year to date, having a bit of a tough time. Um, I like the earnings. And
Mastercard is the one that surprises me the most, in my opinion.
I think it's very conservative right now. I think there's a little bit of fear with the interest rate increase, as well. So this is like a little bit 2022 style when it had like mostly sideway movement, right? But
Yeah.
again, this is patience. I think Mastercard hasn't been in our portfolio for, at least for me, it's been in the portfolio since December. I think you bought it afterwards, right? January or something like
A
this.
bit, yeah, 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 around
Yeah.
that time, yeah.
So we bought around the same time. A month don't make a difference, but this is again the same thing that I think with Netflix, your patience. We're not holding it that long, you know. I normally I start judging a purchase of mine after 1 year, you know, like because
Yeah,
I gotta give the stock a little bit of time, you know, and yeah, again with Mastercard, not worried at all, not worried at all. I'm very
yeah, yeah,
bullish.
yeah.
Um, it's gonna be more conservative returns, but I think overall very bullish.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be fine at the end.
yeah. Bank of America, I think, are a little bit in the same pickle as Master Stock, also down 8.3% year to date. Not really much changed since last week. Um, if you want to add something, I can't really add anything with Bank of America. No.
Bank of America is just like one of those stocks that you're going to hold for like 10 years and like it's not going to hurt you. Do you know what I mean? Unless a 2008 crisis happens. But
Yes.
I don't think that it's going to happen anytime soon, at least in the financials.
Yeah, I think they're doing fine, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I have nothing to add. Again, very conservative.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but should be fine. Google year to date up 25, 26%. Crazy moves in the last weeks as well. Especially in the last week, I think it was up like 5, 6% again. So yeah, they're doing crazy moves. Google being Google, we're both still shareholders, even though it's only in my GetQuin. So we still hold Google and we're not selling it. I don't think our investment case has changed. And
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
just beautiful company, man. I just wanna repeat it. And I still think this run ain't over. I'm telling you, I think Google is gonna surprise us with I don't know, $450, $500 by the end of the year. I mean, would be
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. I think so as well. I mean, I don't know if it goes to like 400, 500. Like it's already 400, but I don't know if it goes to 500, but I hope it does. Like I still have it in my personal portfolio. I just don't have it in GetQueen, but a beautiful company. Like there isn't much to say about Google. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, just with the most recent earnings, I think we mentioned it last time as well. But just like the amount of growth they have created within the company within over 1 year, you know, and if we just think back, like the 1, 2 years ago, where everybody said that Google was gonna die to ChatGPT. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I know
crazy,
everyone
right?
forgot about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
crazy sentiment change, and see how within 1 or 2 years the market changes and everybody's opinion changes, and then suddenly everybody's you know, buys Google. Uh, crazy, crazy. But let's just keep in mind. I just want to remind Buffett bought at $250. I don't know if you remember those news, but I think that was in November, December. So he had amazing entries. So still, you know, even at all-time highs during, you know, uh,
yeah. If Buffett's buying it, it means that
gives a
it's getting
boost.
somewhere. That's what I can say. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, 100%. If Buffett's buying it, you're doing the right thing. Yeah.
But that was a perfect example of buying at all-time highs, because it was an all-time high when he bought, right? And
Yeah.
it continued to go and continued to give
Yeah.
amazing returns. Uh,
He just knows what's up.
yeah, clearly. I don't know. It was his last trade at Berkshire Hathaway. So this was his final
Well,
thing, which was really interesting choice for me, but I like it.
yeah.
Um, Novo Nordisk year to date, we are for minus 12%. Did a cheeky recovery last week. Also had its earnings last week, which was not too bad. Not too bad in general. I think their outlook was a little bit better according to Google. They also had a really high increase in subscription of the GLP-1, Wakeboy or whatever it's
Mhm.
called, weight loss drug, right?
Weight
And
loss, yeah.
so they increased the outlook, and it's really, I think that was really positive news for Novo. Again, I think we're still in the turnaround period, so we still need to see with next quarter's earnings, right?
Yeah,
We want
yeah.
sustainable growth over a long time. And yeah, I mean, Novo had it. Novo can get it again, I think. We shall see.
Yeah, I think so as well. Should be okay.
SAP is still in a tough position year to date, 27%. Bro, it's not getting better. um, but yeah, it's they had the earnings last week as well, right? Oh my god, like
Yeah.
I didn't
The
even
problem with
check this.
SAP. Do you want me to tell you the problem with SAP?
Tell me,
Beautiful
tell me.
company. Nothing wrong with the company. It's just a European company. And European markets are just not desired lately. So if it were to be an American company, we would have maybe seen a run. But yeah, European markets are not the most desired markets right now,
Yeah, in general,
unfortunately.
if I look at SAP, I mean, top tier company, you know my opinion about this, and I
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
SAP. I owned it as well in the past. Here up, like I can just see up like 20% in cloud revenue. Total revenue is up 12%. Um, and so forth. They beat their earnings per share, so their earnings were fine. Yeah, sentiment, man. It's still the software sentiment. I can
It's
see
the
it with
sentiment.
I
Yeah,
can
it's
see
the
it with
sentiment.
Microsoft. I can see it with Meta. I can see it with Salesforce, of course. And uh, by the way, Salesforce had also amazing earnings. Like I don't get it because the growth is still there. But yeah, sentiment, and I think we need to see the turnaround, right? The turnaround stories has
Yeah,
not
it
happened.
will. I mean, last year, if I'm not mistaken, it was like down year to date from January 1st to December 31st. Is December 21? Anyways, the last day of December, it was in minus, and it wasn't only in like 5% in minus. I think it was like more
Mhm.
than 10-15% in minus. This year, it seems like we are going to have another picture like that because I kind of lost hope on on SAP this year. But next year we are hopeful.
I'm just saying, because I got SAP graph next to my Novo Nordisk graph. Bro, I
Yeah.
hope it doesn't do a Novo. Like I I I call it the Christmas tree, man. It's not pretty. Like
Is it?
um
Yeah.
but yeah, again, I'm quite like overall, and I think that's with the software sector in general, and that's why I invested in SAP or Meta or Microsoft, and I will invest in SAP if it becomes cheaper. Um, they're just gonna recover. I think they're gonna be fine, and actually, I believe they're gonna profit from their whole AI fear more than other companies. And this is very similar to Google, right? This AI fear. Okay, Google is gonna be out of a
Yeah, yeah.
job, right? Who's gonna use Google? And you can see it's always the
Everyone
same, right?
ended up using Google, but at that point, it's also a bit like how okay, when AIs first came out, especially like it was, oh, of course, the beginning was ChatGPT. When they first came out, they were actually reliable. Do you see my point?
Yeah.
But right now, AIs are not reliable. They give false information. They do wrong things because they are feeding off the internet. And like, if you just Google, "Oh, my head hurts," you have cancer.
Jeez.
So, so I think it's only not that Google was good, but it was also AIs were not good. Do you see my point? AIs were shit. Like I still use AIs quite often, but not as much as Google's. To be fair, at this point, like Google started this thing of when you Google something, there's an AI response as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I actually use that AI more than the actual like ChatGPT, whatever, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. If I don't have any work to do, I actually use that Google's AI more than any other AI. So Google just found a way to beat them up, and it was like we were never scared that Google was gonna go out of business because of the LLMs, and it didn't. Easy as that. It was
Yeah.
just a logical way of thinking.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think they integrated. I think they just, in the beginning, I was really ChatGPT focused as well when it came out. But for example, I don't
Yeah.
think I've used ChatGPT in the last 3 months. I
Yeah,
only
you
use
see, you
Gemini
see.
and I use Cloud. But for example, in
Hmm.
Gemini is generally like for everyday kind of AI questions or AI research, Gemini is more than enough.
Yeah.
And you know, naturally on my PC, I'm naturally on Google, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I can just type it in the search bar like I'm typing it into AI already, and it will come up like, you know, and then you can switch automatically to AI mode and it puts it in the
Yeah.
AI
Yeah.
stuff, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, I think, and coming back with the whole SAP and Salesforce and Microsoft, you know, they're all adapting to the AI. And I think, you know, in overall, and we talked about this, it's more tool than a like destroyer of jobs, right? It more helps you
Yeah. Yeah.
personally, like creating, writing or using AI as a tool. And I think that's the difference. People thought AI will take away Alphabet, but it actually boosted Alphabet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think the same thing will happen with SAP, Salesforce, Microsoft, and Meta. This AI will just contribute to revenue growth than decline actually overall. So
Hmm.
yeah, we just need to see the
Yeah.
sentiment turn around, man. That's the main thing, really.
Yeah, this sentiment is just annoying me. Look, look, easy as that. I think I talked about this in the last episode as well. Just buy the company. Let's make money all together. Why sell? It's a good company. GG.
As long as they keep
But
making money, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, I mean, that's regarding our stocks in the GetQuin, but I would touch on some other earnings from last week as well. And I would start with a little bit darker one, Rheinmetall. We don't talk about Rheinmetall too much. It's never on our list, but it's a stock of yours. It was a stock of mine in the past. And it's always an interesting stock in the German stock market, I think. Year to date, minus 24%. They had their earnings, and their earnings were actually quite decent. So they beat the revenue. I think they just fell short of the EPS, I believe, according to Google AI. So let's just see.
Mhm.
But in general, in general, the earnings were decent. It was really good, and yeah, they're just having a tough time. They wanna take over some marine wharf so they wanna get into the marine war category. Um, yeah, man, I can only say most weapon manufacturers, Lockheed Martin as well, having a tough time right now. So
Which I don't understand. How can they have tough time when there is an active war going on? Okay, I understand the Rheinmetall, it had its run, but Lockheed, I don't understand. Like we are actually in very difficult times. Do you see my point? We are actually like dealing with stuff that never happened before. Uh, it doesn't make sense. But in terms of Rheinmetall, they can go into navy, whatever, whatever they want to do. It's just like it had its run. It's a beautiful company, but the sentiment, again, the sentiment is just that it's overpriced.
yeah, when I just look at the thing, it's just, you know, the expectations with Rheinmetall are really high, right? So if they miss like they did, they just barely missed revenue. You know, there's gonna be disappointment. You know, they want
Yeah,
revenue
yeah,
beat. They want more than actually they want more than it is expected, right? And yeah, like you said, they had a beautiful run in the last 5 years, right? Up over 1,000%. So
yeah.
consolidation is happening. All these things, and you know, okay, it's down 30% from all-time highs. Is actually still respectable. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
it's still holding up strong.
yeah.
Like, if next year it keeps doing this like downward trend, I would definitely sell it.
Hmm.
But I'm still waiting for next year rather than just like taking all the profit now. I'm just still waiting for next year so I can what's it called? So I can see if it's going to have the run. Because like I was like literally 300% in plus. Right now I'm only like 160 or 180 or something. So I'm just like waiting, but let's see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that just checking all these military stocks, right, or defense stocks, right, Lockheed Martin, as well. You know, they all lost quite a lot, 30% in the reason. So there's a lot of, I don't know, drawdown. Maybe short term, it actually be a little bit bullish, because I feel like they've been
Yeah.
people forgot about it, like, okay, it's on the sideline now, and that's normally times when it's a little bit more interesting. And like Lockheed, bro, I was up 40-50%. I nearly lost like all my gains again, Year to date, it's
Yeah.
only up
Yeah.
2% now.
Yeah.
Um,
You see?
so actually, it would have been a really nice trade. I was up 50%. Now I'm only like 10% or 12%, something like this. So,
You
yeah,
know, we have this. I kind of gave you this idea of like no selling on the buying.
yeah.
Maybe we should start selling time to time.
Yeah, but I mean, this is what I used to do in the past, right?
Yeah.
Sell on the top, but then a problem would be that I would not always buy, like, now Lockheed dropped again, right? But would I buy again? That is always the question. And then it keeps
Yeah.
running, and then you miss out, and then you're
Yeah.
sold
Yeah.
out early, and you're like, fuck, I didn't buy again, or I missed out on it buying again because I thought it's gonna drop lower, but it didn't. And then it runs away, and it runs away for ages, right? But I
Yeah.
actually might add a little bit Lockheed in the future because it's still very attractive, and it's not my largest position at all. So I can put some more cash into it, honestly. I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Should be
but yeah.
okay at the end.
Other stocks which are really interesting, and we talked about them last week, but AMD, obviously, mashallah, crazy earnings, beat on revenue estimates, beat on EPS. Not that much, but I mean, in general, the expectations were high, and they beat the
Hmm.
high expectations, which made the stock market go absolutely nuts. Year to date, up over 100%. In the last month, up 85%. We're trading at $455, bro. I saw this stock last year below $100. Crazy moves, crazy moves. And I think it comes together with the whole semiconductor, with the whole chip hype, right? Semis are going crazy. And just looking at Intel as well, again, we're talking about Intel in the last 5 days up like 25%, right? In year to date, we are up 217%. And SanDisk as well, just throwing it in there because it's crazy what's happening, up 467% year to date. So actually, looking out of all these stocks, AMD the worst. Um, kind of pathetic with its 100% year to date. Uh, uh, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Of course, I'm happy with AMD. I sold some of my AMD, as you know, and as I mentioned it in the episode, 30%. I I I I already missed out on major gains right there because it kept climbing, but I still own a big chunk. But crazy, man. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. It's just crazy for me. Even AMD is just out of, like, I never imagined. I imagined great returns, but not in this short period of time.
Yeah, 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 definitely not. Yeah, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not.
So they're doing crazy moves.
What we need is inside information that we don't have, but
Yeah,
I
bro.
don't know how to get it. If you have any clue, let me know.
Yeah, no. It's I don't know. So I talked to you about this before the episode. For example, sometimes you see stocks like AMD was very discussed like last year. Of course, it depends on what people you talk to. When I, for example, sometimes on Reddit, Wall Street
Mhm.
Bets or stuff like this, they discussed SanDisk last year, and people discussed AMD, but you always have a very split opinion. People saying, "Oh,
Yeah,
AMD,
yeah,
advanced money destroyer," and the other ones, like my side, they said, "Oh, AMD is going to be absolutely amazing," right? Um,
yeah.
yeah, tough to say, man. Tough to say. But these semis right now are really running. ASML, I want to quickly mention as well, up 37% year to date, new all-time highs. I mean, I'm really happy with ASML. I think there's going to be a major run still, catching up with the other ones. And I mean, comparing just to Intel or SanDisk and AMD, ASML is quite low valued, right?
Yeah.
Um, right now, I'm just extremely scared, man. One wrong earning, one misstep, one miss
One
in the
wrong earning can
yeah,
destroy everything. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, but true because AMD, if the one next earnings, the outlook is just a little bit lower than expected. Um,
It's gonna
uh,
be
yeah, I mean, on it, I put AMD under a stress test, right? Like seeing if AMD trades at 20 forward PE ratio, right?
Hmm.
What would the stock price be, right? It would drop down to $40. So you can see the issue, right? Buying a 20 PE ratio, $40 would be the price of AMD if they have normal year-over-year 10% growth, right? So if the growth actually slows down, most of these stocks are gonna be free falling, I think, for some time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, we'll see. We'll
We
see.
should,
That's what we can say. We'll see.
yeah. Let's see
What
how
can we
long
say?
this
What
run.
can we say? Literally,
Yeah,
at this market right now, like having a forecast is like nearly impossible. We are just like seeing things that, like back in the days, good earnings. Okay, the price is going to increase. But right now, it's like good earnings, price decreases, and then you would expect, no, in like a month, price would be okay, and it doesn't increase. It's just a weird market that we are in right now.
yeah. It's like the Buffett interview sent me, with the gambling.
Yeah, yeah,
It feels like
yeah,
a gambling
yeah,
because, of course, expecting the growth, but if, for example, if AMD doesn't show the growth, uh, it's gonna be a a fucking trap, man. It's gonna be a trap,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
especially
yeah,
trading at a PE ratio of 130 right now. And that was also one of my main reasons why I sold partially AMD. I don't. It
mhm,
just goes against my investment strategy.
yeah.
Um, but yeah,
No, you're absolutely right. I don't blame you on
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Absolutely right. Absolutely.
And I take the earnings, is what we talked about this as well before this episode. We both need to be happy with the earnings, right? The money that we make,
Yeah.
even though the stock, so of course the stock keeps rising after you sell, happens, but you made a lot of money. Be happy with it. Some people
Just
don't
gotta
make
be
money at
happy
all.
with it. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, true. True. Some people
uh,
actually lose a lot of money.
yeah,
What
but
we
for
see
real.
on Reddit is just outrageous.
Grandma story from Intel, bro.
Ah, yeah, yeah. For example, that one. This, yeah, a lot of bad stories out there in this market. So yeah. Anyways, yeah,
I would hit up the earnings quickly for next week.
yeah.
Actually,
Go for it.
finally, we're coming into interesting territory, China. But in general, there's not much on Monday. Constellation Energy, some other stocks, but nothing. Sony actually after close. Nothing too interesting on Monday. On Tuesday we have OpenSea, JD.com, which I really like, or I'm a shareholder of. So JD.com. Siemens Energy after close might be interesting as well on the German stock market. Actually, we have Tencent Music as well on Tuesday. This
Hmm.
has been one of my worst performers year to date. Also contributes to my bad year to date performance is Tencent Music. And I'm really interested in their earnings. So let's see. Wednesday, we have Alibaba, we have Siemens, and the parent company of Tencent Music, Tencent after close. Again, another stock which is troubling me year to date.
Mm.
China is going to be tough. Maybe next week we do a little bit more China orientated episode. But yeah, otherwise, I don't really see anything more. On Thursday, we have new holdings after close. Um, Otherwise, I don't see anything, man. If you see something,
No, to be fair, for me, all the things that you say are, yeah. I mean,
Cisco on Wednesday, I guess, and Allianz as well. That's quite interesting
yeah, I
after
think I
close.
think Allianz, I think that's one of the stocks that I would like to follow because I really want to buy an insurance company, and my top pick is Allianz.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's see how it's gonna go.
Yeah, gonna be mostly China, little cheeky China episode earnings. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
But yeah, otherwise I don't have much
it
to
should
add.
be okay.
Should be fine.
Yeah, neither do I. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. Um, a weird market that we are in. I still can't
Yeah.
get Yeah, I still can't get rid of that like feeling that we are in a really weird market. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Your grandma, your grandpa, you guys already know the drill. Catch you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
Ciao, 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 guys.